Welcome to 5 Minutes with interviews organized by Biodiverse Anthropocenes. Today we have environmental microbiologist Katharina Kujala.
Hello.
Hello, Katharina. Welcome to the program. Could you please tell us about your current research?
As you introduced me, I'm an environmental microbiologist, and so what I actually do is that I work with those little guys. They are called the microbes, and they are very important in so many aspects of our life, of our health, of our interaction with nature, and also these problems that we're facing in the time nowadays. So what I'm doing is looking into interactions of microbes and their environment, and how we can utilize microbes and the processes they do to help with human-generated problems such as climate change, waste treatment, but also other things like exploration of valuable metals or something in the soil, or of just screening of biodiversity, or of let's say, utilizing them to actually benefit from natural materials. For example, many people probably have heard about this bioleaching process that is used in the mining industry, which is based on microbial processes. So we're kind of looking into all of these different things. And of course, as we're like at the University of Oulu, our focus is a lot in the northern hemisphere, and especially in this Arctic and subarctic region in Oulu and in Lapland, and then also in other northern regions.
Yeah, great. Could you also share a specific moment in your research that brought some openings to new directions in the research overall?
Let me think. There have been so many different occasions along the way, but what I like is that you always have to be open for everything, for the new ideas, and for like sudden turns along the road that you maybe were not expecting, but that actually bring a very good result in the end. For example, when I was doing my PhD, I was doing research on greenhouse gas producing and consuming microbes, and I was on a research visit in the Kevo research station in northern Finland. And I don't know, I had asked them for different things that I would need for my research, and I don't even know how, but then there was like some chemical that they got for me. I don't know, was it like a typo that I put it, but I actually hadn't wanted it, but the guy he was like so happy that he had managed to obtain it for me, and I was like, okay, now I guess I have to come up with something to use it for. So I came up with like some additional experiments to the ones that I wanted to do. That was actually very good, because it got so much more out of the research visit than if I had only done like this originally intended research. And so I'm not saying that research is always like accidents and surprises, but a lot of this happens in the coffee table discussions, or at conference when you chat like to some completely stranger, and it gets a lot of ideas. And so what I really like about my research is that it's very easy to get into the new things. It's not so specific to one point, and every time you explore a new direction, you actually get something very interesting and beneficial out of it.
Fantastic, yes. One last question, then of course about the program. So although you've already sort of hinted at it, maybe some clear connections with Biodiverse Anthropocenes.
Well, I'm kind of the opinion that biodiversity is our greatest chance for actually combating the problems that we are facing in the Anthropocenes, like if we're thinking about climate change or contamination of water ecosystems or soil ecosystems. I think microbes can be used as a solution for it, because we know, for example, that they can mitigate the climate change by consuming greenhouse gases, or we can think about like how can we use certain microbes for better treatment of wastewater to remove harmful compounds such as micropollutants or microplastics. And so it's very directly linked. But also if we're thinking about the Anthropocene from a human kind of standpoint, human health, urbanization and things like that, it's also important to actually look at microbes and see, even though if we're thinking we're kind of in our own little environment, that we're still not alone, and that they will be there every day as part of us and around us and we can either use that to make our life better, or we can kind of ignore it and then be surprised by the consequences in the end.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you next month.